We good in the frame?
Mm-hmm. You may have to hold one.
Should we switch?
That'd be cool.
Because of the...
All right. Why don't you give a little introduction? Hey, everybody, Facebook. We're starting.
There we go.
I will.
I almost went to the chair.
Logan, Brice, and Jesse.
Yep. Yeah.
That's how we're saying it?
Jesse Wiles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We started? Yes.
I just didn't want you to get the, it's Logan, Brice.
It says
Logan
band.
Brice.
Yeah, I'm just playing with it. So.
All right. Hey, Facebook world. John told me to quit talking, essentially. Fancy that. It happens every time. In case you didn't know, it's the YaJagoff podcast. We are Facebook living at a really cool location that we have been, waiting a whole year of COVID to come and get our anger out at the 412 Rage Room. We're super excited. And I can't wait to tell stories about John's rage. But before we start the podcast, we're going to kind of get you into a groove. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon, and we're going to hear some really good songs from Logan and Jesse. That's all I'm saying until we interview you. How's that? All right, let's go, guys.
Prove me wrong. Went out on the town, running around. We were just chasing our dreams. 1 foot on the gas, driving too fast. We were living wild and free. We were like fire, kissing gasoline. I was no good for you, you were no good for me. It felt right, like it was meant to be, meant to be. Yes, you'll always be mine. Goodbye, girl. Well, we sure had fun under the summer. Feelings change with time. We're looking for something more that I've still yet to find. But you found yourself someone else when you tore out of this state. And I just laugh when I look back at all the hell we raised, all the hell we raised. Back when we were fire, kissing gasoline. I was no good for you, you were no good for me. But it felt right, like it was meant to be, meant to be. And she'll always be mine. Goodbye, girl. And girl, ain't it crazy how we roll through the years? And it's got me wishing that you were right here. Like when we were fire, kissing gasoline. I was no good for you, you were no good for me. And it felt right, like it was meant to be, meant to be. Yes, you'll always be mine. Goodbye, girl. My goodbye, girl. My goodbye, girl. My goodbye, girl.
Dude, Jesse and Logan, how about that? So as you're watching here on Facebook, this is what we're doing. This is behind the scenes of this week's podcast. And we are at the Rage Room up here in the
Up here.
Yeah, up here in the it's Uptown. Yeah, I was trying to think Uptown Girl. Right.
Yeah, I was thinking it too. I was like, I know I look like Christy Brinkley.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways, we are recording this week's podcast, so you'll see these guys come back. Jesse and Logan, thank you very much. We are at the Rage Room, so what we're going to see as we're recording this podcast is that you're going to see people smashing stuff.
It's like the Great and Powerful Oz. You open this curtain and like this whole other world exists, right? So,
but we're going to interview them later. But so this is how we start the podcast. We always have
This is how we do it. Oh, and then John does that.
So this is how we start the podcast, and you'll see the guests come in and out because this is behind the scenes.
Yep.
But the podcast comes out on Tuesday on YaJagoff.com. So here we go.
Ready?
Rohrich Honda is known for the Rohrich Advantage as well as 2021 standouts like the Pilot. But how about you hit the website? You can learn about the day-to-day changing used vehicles available, certified, and what trade-ins are like to make the deal happen.
We may be Jagoffs, but we know good people to find good deals at Rohrich Honda. Did we mention yet the return of the Pick Up and Go shows that are starting this spring? Stay tuned. Visit Rohrich.com for all of your vehicle needs. And now the YaJagoff podcast from
The Rage Room!
I was afraid you were going to do that.
All right,
went
so
to
this is where,
Room.
this is where you'll hear music, and now we start. So this is John and Rachel. This is the YaJagoff podcast. If you're listening to the podcast for the first time, we ask that you subscribe to it on radio.com or wherever you get your podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
Sean, you can come on in here. We have to wipe down one of the microphones for you, though. So if you're listening to the podcast,
All you do is move the mic and the containers right there.
Yeah, you move the mic stand.
Yeah, it's our mic stand, Sean. You love it?
So what we do here is we talk first about who's on the podcast. We are at the 412 Rage Room up here in the uptown. Why do I
That's
keep
okay. It's uptown, yeah.
section?
This is where Kia Tomlin used to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so today we're going to talk about relaxing methods, whether that's smashing stuff, whether it's yoga, and on top of that, we have some professional wrestlers coming here, which is going to be pretty cool. No, I could hear it in the thing. So anyway, what was on the blog this week?
What was on the blog? You were talking a lot, so I was just waiting for when we were talking about
I
the
was
blog.
trying to cover while you were making.
Listen, this is what's really cool.
noises.
In case you didn't know, since we are affiliated with Entercom, we do a Jagoff of the Week. So we thought it was pretty cool to let you know what was the Jagoff of the Week this week. It was our story on, Areola Al.
Areola Al.
John called him that because basically this dude, Alyssa thought it was hysterical that this dude went into a beer mart, to just buy his beer for the night. And, it says no shoes, no shirt, no service. And now it also says you have to wear a mask in anywhere you go. He had his mask, he had his shoes, but his shirt was open with his beer belly sticking out and his areolas showing. What you hear back there is one of our guests who is this amazing yoga guy who's back there getting his aggression out. I love it. Just ignore the glass that's flipping at my earlobe. Anyway, the other ones were also dumping deeds, which I found a place in Mahoning County. I had no idea where it was, or Mahoning Township, excuse me. And people are just dumping incessantly. Don't do that. Super Jagoff move. I feel like I'm at home.
And
to
then
be
we
honest
had
with
this
you.
mom. It wasn't from around Western Pennsylvania, but we had this mom from Eastern Pennsylvania whose daughter was in the cheerleading mode trying to compete and the mom allegedly got on and photoshopped a bunch of her competition people.
Who does that?
Smoking cigarettes and naked.
Yeah.
And put them on the internet, basically saying,
Listen,
pick my daughter because my daughter.
I'm a hockey mom, okay? Let me tell you something.
You're competitive.
I'm competitive. I would never stoop to a level to do something like that. If my kid isn't as good as your kid, I'm going to tell you right now, my kid's not as good as your kid. Right. I'm not going to go do this crazy stuff and try to have my kid be better.
Right.
I thought she was the biggest Jagoff of the week, but whatever.
So.
All
right. So.
Ready?
Yeah.
Who are we talking to?
Sean,
grab
one of those
Grab
microphones that are nicely wiped. And so
all right,
first
so
of
listen,
all,
this basically, I already asked him off record because I had to ask one question off record. This is not a chain. Did you know that? The concept is real. There is not some other 412 Rage Room or insert area code Rage Room. There's not. This is it. How cool is that?
That is totally cool.
So tell us about
there is other Rage Rooms.
Sure, but
they're not 412 Rage Rooms.
Right.
They're not.
They're not.
Yeah.
They are not Sean.
They are not me. They
Right.
don't have me.
Yeah.
Do
And
not
that's
go
the
to
biggest
any
part.
other place other than Sean's. You have Rage. Listen, this is.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What?
I'm sorry. You guys will be a little bit jumpy. I've been doing this for a while,
Yeah.
so
You don't flinch. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you go home and just kind of comb glass out of your hair every day, right?
No, I'm usually not this close to the room because
okay.
it's usually I'm at the counter. I'm making up crates for the next customers, but music's usually going.
Yeah.
It's blasted, so people could come in with their own playlist, or we can give you a pill, a music pill.
Okay.
And you can take it to your room and play your own music while you rage.
What? This is just brilliant. So literally, look at him smiling.
Wait,
He's just
were
happy
you
to be at the
were you a
room.
raging maniac when you started this? Like, did you
Absolutely
need
not.
this? What
No.
happened?
Absolutely
Okay.
not. In traffic,
Okay.
I can be.
I hear you.
I can
I'm
be
with
in
you.
traffic, but no, I'm not. I'm actually a Little League football coach also.
I love it. I love it.
have my own program called the Pittsburgh Kings in the city.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So-
I want to talk about that. But before we do, so literally you come to Uptown, you park, there's a mini parking lot, you park out there, you come in and you essentially get a pod. Is that what you call it? Or an area?
I'll just call it a room.
All right,
room?
a room.
All right.
Okay. So you get your own room. How many people in per room?
So 4 people can come into a room at a time,
Okay.
unless you're hosting a party. That's what the room is behind us. That's the big room.
That's the big room.
usually where the parties
Okay.
go. And but during the week, Saturdays and Sundays is the days we're open from 4 to 8. So you need to make a reservation for that.
Yes.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Because we are booked weeks out at a time. So there's not a chance you can say, I'm going to go look and then I'm going to wait a week and then I'll come back and book this date. It'll absolutely be gone.
So like pick your date. No.
Know what you're
Yeah.
doing. Talk to your people.
Yeah.
No,
So
and
if you're
then-
mad today, don't wait a week.
Yes.
Act on your impulse of anger and book because essentially
So
it's
when
going
you
to be
book
gone.
your reservation, you'll pay for one person.
Okay.
When you book your reservation. And then the other guys that you bring with you that day, you'll just pay that day
Okay.
for them.
Oh, okay.
So we make you book a reservation and pay for one person that at the very least, if you don't show up,
I got you. That's
I'm here. I get
smart.
something
Yeah.
out of the deal.
You have
Because
to.
I can't just be standing here for no reason.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We're losing too much money.
And so for people who haven't watched this but are listening to the audio once this is out, it's a warehousey kind of look. You have some big screens. Like you said, there's music playing. And then everyone is safely given a waiver that you have to sign
Correct.
so that you're knowingly going in. And what are they getting? You mentioned a milk carton. What is that?
So it's a crate, like
crate, yeah.
good old fashioned milk crate.
Sure.
So we fill that crate with items depending on the packages you pick. So we have 2 packages. We have our medium and our large package. So the medium package is $35.
Okay.
And the large package is $50.
Okay.
And so we give you 30 minutes for the medium and 45 minutes for the large.
Okay.
But one of the things is people think they're buying the time. So they think during that time, we're going to keep bringing them items. We're going to keep bringing
Yeah.
waves away as much as you can break, and that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Right.
That we will never be open longer than a day. So we give
I love how he says it. He's
we
like,
give the time as a courtesy.
yeah, sure.
Just in
Yeah.
case people need to take breaks. If you're with other people, you need to share the space.
Yeah.
Obviously, so you need to take turns and everything per the rules.
Yeah.
Because there is
Yeah.
a few rules you have to follow here for safety. But other than that, it's just nothing but
Enjoy.
fun.
Hey Zeb, if you're done, you can come on out. I don't know if you're.
He might be in there like, I don't know what to do.
He's back to doing downward facing broken bottle.
Yeah, we don't want him to get hurt. So when you talk about safety precautions, obviously we have this like what looks like our steam fitter shield, right? What are some of the safety precautions, and what are they given when they get here? Like
So
how?
when you first come in and we get all the business out of the way, I like to say, which is the waiver
Yeah.
and the payment and everything. So next I will give you 2 sets of gloves.
Okay.
I will give you a set of regular hospital gloves, rubber gloves. You will put those on, and then I give you a little bit harder glove just to make sure you're not cutting your hands, because it still
Okay.
is glass.
Yeah.
And you still can cut your hands, but we try to protect you a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I give you the face shield just to protect from the blowback from all of the glass.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's still going to happen.
Yeah.
Regardless, there is.
Listen to me. He says it like this.
avoiding-
He's like, you're gonna get hit with. I mean, this is like living at my house. This is like my Sunday dinner where we're like, sorry for you, like you got hurt. It's all right. Suck it up.
Crazy house.
You know,
I grew up in a crazy house. I got 6 siblings.
Okay, I only have 3 kids.
And how
but-
many have tried to come down here and use your picture in the smash room?
Well, none yet.
Okay.
But
Not yet.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. We might have to stop.
That's so funny. No, wait, Sean, and go ahead. I know. I'm
Are
monopolizing.
You, no. Are you allowed to BYOB, like bring your own stuff to smash? Like me and Rachel's husband would bring our Epson printers here and bash the out of that.
You absolutely can bring your own stuff.
Okay.
That was my question.
So one of the things that you absolutely cannot bring is a box TV. Good old fashioned box TV
Okay,
with the
yeah.
big back.
Explain why.
They are very hard to get rid of.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So there's all kinds of regulations
Right.
when it comes to breaking things.
Okay.
Which I am learning.
Yeah. Yeah.
In business, I'm getting contacted by the environmental people.
I was just gonna say the PRC,
You're like, don't
right?
sweep up the broken TV stuff in with the pizza box. Don't do it.
Right.
So they're letting me know, and after doing it for a little bit, I'm starting to see the reasons why.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's a lot of components that go into those
Yeah.
older TVs.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I can see the jump.
Yeah.
I can see why.
Tell us the craziest story yet. Like someone came in, like I got to repeat this one. Unique item brought, or like
Picture of
argument broke out. Like, is there
ex-spouse.
some drama? Like, can we get some Young and the Restless out of this, or no?
I don't think so. I don't think it doesn't
like, you just show
stand
up, you're
out
mad, and you leave
It
happy.
doesn't. Correct.
Okay,
But
all right.
it doesn't stand out because it's common, I
Yeah,
guess.
sure.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
so there's not a standout story because every story is common.
Okay.
So I can't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
pinpoint a
Okay.
story.
Right. Plus, there's probably some kind of smashing HIPAA type rules. You're not allowed to say who was
Oh
here.
yeah,
you know?
rage room rules. Yeah.
Hey, right.
Like what happens at the rage
I
room
love the
stays
fact
in
that
the
you're
room.
right
Somebody's
here.
job might be upset. You never know.
True.
In
You're-
the corporate world.
Yeah,
there you
somebody's
go.
right.
job might be
I love the fact that you're right at the top of the Hill District, the Uptown section, right in between, like where that odd part of town is between Oakland.
It is.
Where the
It's
bridge
this-
is.
yeah.
You don't know what to
Weird.
call it, right?
It is a
And
weird
but it's
space.
literally right off the Parkway. Like you could go, I'm so mad at the Oakland exit, and go, stop at Sean's.
But you can't because you have to book weeks in advance.
Yeah, if you walk in, now we do take walk-ins.
Okay.
But it's complicated for a walk-in because
Okay.
once you walk in, we have to find a space in between our reservations.
Okay.
For you to get.
We can come in and make it rain,
So there's some.
right?
You can make it rain and I'll pick it up.
Done. I mean, who even says that?
I'm going to pick it up.
John's
put it in my
podcast
pocket,
money.
But
Listen.
you're still going to have to
It'll-
wait for it to get into a room.
It'll never happen with me. I never have cash on me.
We
so
have a
I'll never- I
podcast. He doesn't
coins.
have money to make it rain, so I don't know what he's talking about.
A lot of podcasters.
Yeah,
are in the
right.
same space.
Right.
love it.
This is fantastic.
Sean,
We're coming
one
back.
last question before we let you go, because we know you have to. Everybody, as you're listening to the podcast, you'll hear people smashing stuff like you heard our next guest smashing stuff. But how do you collect all the stuff? Like, do you literally just ride around? Do you go somewhere and does someone save beer bottles? Like,
Yeah.
should we be saving beer bottles for
Should
you?
we help a
You
brother out?
should absolutely
Okay.
save beer bottles for me. It's free. It's a donation to me.
Right.
All right.
And we give out Rage Bucks to people who make donations to us. So
That
they're-
was a good question, Rachel
they're
Rennebeck.
So they're like $1. There are unique $1 bills, and if you donate, when you donate, we give you. So I look out the amount of items, and I determine how many I
Okay.
feel that's worth. So it might be 2 today, and another time you might come, it might be such good items. I might give you 4, 5, and everything. So we have a few bars we pick up from. We pick up liquor bottles and beer
Okay.
bottles from. And we go to thrift stores. My wife loves thrifting.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
Okay.
an opportunity for her to get me to go to a thrift store.
We have to bring that. We have to introduce him to the Wilson Group because
Yeah.
they do have.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know, some
Yes.
unique items. Okay.
So-
Tell us though about you're a coach. Also, I want to hear about how you're giving back to the community.
Oh, absolutely. So in 2007, I actually started a mentoring program out of my house,
I love it.
Taking Youth Higher. So Taking Youth Higher started with just 3 boys. My brother-in-law, who's now older, he's now 25, so he's a lot older now.
Yeah.
So it started with him and 2 of his friends, and me just hanging out with them, mentoring
Sure.
them lightly, just doing that stuff. And then they needed things to do and everything, and so organically and uniquely, it just started, and then more and more kids joint, and it started this big thing. So I'll fast forward you to now. Now it's not called Taking Youth Higher anymore. It's now called the Pittsburgh Kings and Queens organization.
Okay.
Where we have boys and girls. So we mentor them, but we also have the sports and cheerleading space. For
Okay.
them. So they're called the Kings and Queens, and we have been doing that now for 6 years.
That's
Kudos to
fantastic.
you. That's
great.
awesome. Yeah.
How can people help?
So people can help. So one key component, so that everybody knows once you want to help, that it's really needed. We are absolutely free.
Oh, okay.
I do not charge $1 for anything.
But can
Okay.
someone sponsor a child?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
I will never stop somebody from
Okay.
sponsoring a child, from donating water, from donating oranges.
Okay.
From whatever you think of
Okay.
might be a good donation, we're going to say yes. And so that's pghkingdom.org for our website, or PGH Kings on Facebook.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's everything. And we show you, and you could go on there and scroll the page. But before we get off,
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about the room that you're sitting up against.
Oh, yeah.
So you see all the
Okay.
paint on
Yes.
the paint on the walls?
Yes.
So that's called Rage with a Twist.
You're smart. You're learning.
So we hang a canvas, 11 by 18 canvas. We hang it up in the room.
Okay.
And we give you a sponge ball. And we let you dip that sponge ball in paint. And you get to lunge that ball right out the canvas. So when you leave from out of here, you get to take a piece of art with you.
Boom.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm so sick of Tracy getting all the credit. She found another amazing podcast. Blah, 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 blah. This is fantastic. But
She might have not knew what kind of gold she was finding.
That's
She
right.
knew she found
this
something,
She knew.
but
This is-
I don't
She
know
knew.
if she knew the pot of gold that it
Dude,
was.
What's the closest hotel? Because we might have to spend a weekend here. Yeah. Are you allowed to bring alcohol in here, by the way, if you want?
You cannot.
You cannot.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Gotcha. And we also need to connect
What's
you
in
up
my
with
cup?
Felicia from Ambridge.
yeah.
She
yeah,
would
don't
be
let me
really
forget
helpful
that. That's
to
a really
you.
good point.
Cool.
Felicia, you listen,
All right.
so you'll know.
I will,
right.
I will take all
Listen,
of those.
thank you for having us. Where does everybody find you again on Facebook for the Rage Room?
So Facebook for the Rage Room is 412 Rage Room on Facebook, and you'll see immediately the red pop up in the 412, and you'll know that it's us. If it don't say 412, it's
Don't
not
go.
Don't
us.
click.
And don't go. Stay in this city.
Right.
We
Because
do.
there are none in the city. That was the point
Correct.
I was making.
We
Okay.
do have folks coming from out of town, 2 hours, 3 hours away. So people are making the drive.
So
I
people
didn't-
far away are angry,
I
too.
did not realize that people would make the drive to
Oh,
us.
I had
That is
no
awesome. Good for
I
you.
am, I am learning
That's sweet.
that, and plus the mixture with COVID.
Yeah, sure.
There's not really the normal things to do.
Yeah.
A lot of things shut down
Yeah.
and are not opening again.
Right.
And a lot of things just don't have the setup to be able to house
Right.
people.
No, I get it.
I'm gonna bring my mom and dad here. My mom's gonna smash
that'll happen.
my mom's gonna smash my dad's walker.
Listen.
And which goes to some of the rules we have in there. About personal space. Because I don't want any accidents like
Right.
that. I don't
Right.
want her to say, oops, the bat accidentally hit
Oh
him.
my God. I
No,
never thought of
I should
that.
probably make it
Stay
clear.
way back.
I should
That's
probably
so
make
funny.
it clear. My mom would not
It's-
beat my dad, but she just is so
It's
insane
getting
about
weird.
the COVID thing.
All
So,
right.
all right.
That's
Listen.
one of the rules we have.
Yes.
Question. We have a question of the day. So here's my question.
Absolutely.
Do you have road rage, which I think I know the answer to? Do you have road rage? Do you have COVID, cooped up rage, or some other kind of rage? You already kind of said it, right?
I have road rage.
Okay.
I do get road rage.
Okay.
I think we absolutely have the worst drivers in America.
You're
I
right.
agree. So I have that part. I don't have cooped up rage.
Okay.
Okay.
I am an inside person.
Yeah.
At heart, I've always been, but I do like to get out. So if I get out, I have a good size yard.
Okay.
And
All right.
I can walk.
Look how he assessed that.
I know.
I love when people answer the question of the day as it's asked instead of saying, well, could I say, no, I didn't give you that option. So you did it the right
You
way.
did a nice
so
job.
You did
You
it the
made
right
a best
way.
friend
You
with
get
Rachel.
political correct.
Yeah.
We're
No,
the
people like
rage room where in our promos we say fuck shit up.
Oh!
So you're not gonna get
Boom.
political correct
F-
here.
F shit
if you
up.
come here and you're saying fuck Derek and I don't care.
All right. There you go.
Bring his
There
picture.
you
And
go.
Derek,
Girl, bring
Derek, he
Derek
does not
picture.
like-
Tony, Tom, Whoever he is, smash his picture all over the
All right.
store.
I love it.
Thank
Sean,
you so
you're
much,
awesome.
Sean.
You're awesome. So
Who's
as you're
next?
listening to the podcast, you are going to hear our musicians come on. And now, of course, we're going to bring in so whoever's next to go to Smash Stuff, see Sean, and we'll bring in Zeb.
Actually, yeah, I was going to say Logan. Well, no, actually, if the looks like our wrestlers here. If you want to, do you want to wait for the other two? You want to wait for them?
Wait for them. Okay, cool.
So Logan and Jesse, if you want to mask up and get ready, you can come in and get your rage out.
Zeb, the green one is clean.
Please don't let me glass hit my earlobe.
All right,
gosh,
so
you're too much.
We are back. No. So we are still here at the 412
Yeah, we're not
Rage
back.
Room,
We
right?
are sitting
I always
here. We
do that.
are
I do that all
dealing
the
with the
time.
little debris that happens.
So, Zeb, give me a 10 count if you don't mind.
Oh my gosh, it was funny to hear.
10,
Yes,
9,
count
8,
to
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's perfect. I can hear you perfect. All right.
Zeb, everything about you is seriously like what I expected. I mean, and in a good way, but like literally, we did our research. I'm sorry to jump in, but it's
No.
like so funny. Like you're super flexible on, the things that we've looked at. And then you come in, you're super smooth and like chill. And then you even go in there and it's not over the top. Like, how about that? Like, I don't know if you heard.
He
but
had a hard time. He was talking to the bottle. I'm
he's
sorry.
like, listen,
I'm sorry. I'm
going
going to have to
do this."
hit you.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard John, but jokingly, he said, you're in there doing downward dog on the glass. So
Totally.
thank you for coming. We completely
Absolutely.
appreciate it. We really want to talk to you about, obviously, since we're at the Rage Room, we know that people are coming here, in a healthy manner, really to get some anger out, which I'm sure is a good thing and something you're a proponent of. But
Yeah.
what is it like truly with yoga? I'm sure you get asked this question constantly, but people are learning more and more to incorporate it and weave it into their fabric of their daily routine, right? Why is that
Absolutely.
so important, especially today?
I mean, I think for the same reason that places like this are popping up all
Sure.
over the country, there's, I don't know if it's an epidemic, but there's a definite need in our society and our culture right now to sort of like let go, to let
Yeah.
loose,
Yeah.
and get rid of some pent up anger,
Yeah.
some pent up feelings.
Yeah.
And I think places like the Rage Room, it's a really good use of, just getting that emotion out.
Yeah.
In a really, productive way. You're not going and like drinking it away or doing drugs or
That's
you're
a
just,
great
like,
point.
You're channeling it into this object and just letting it go.
Letting it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen a huge surge in your business because of COVID? Do people actually come and say, well, where you're doing it online more?
I think because of the nature of like doing group classes right now, there hasn't been so much of a surge because people are a little bit nervous about coming in and like practicing together.
Okay.
But yeah, we've pivoted to doing online classes, and I think people really need some way to release all this pent up energy.
And shame on us, I guess, because we just assumed everyone knew. So Zeb, pronounce your last name.
It's Homison.
Homison.
Yeah.
And you are really literally like the guru. We're not just saying that. Like I have your entire bio here that I looked at your website and such ahead of time. But it's called the Yoga Factory.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of put that using the word channel? You went to a full factory. You saw that there was a need, right? Yeah. You've traveled all over the country.
All over the world.
All over the world,
Yeah.
yes. Talk about why has that been your source? Like what got you into yoga to say, and I'm not saying go back and say, well, I was angry about this, but in general, people need it. Everyone's threshold of anger is different or
Absolutely.
frustration. So
Yeah.
how did you kind of go into that?
I mean, growing up in my, my teens and my 20s, I had a lot of pent up anger. Like
Okay.
And I'm one of those people that holds it in.
Okay.
Until it builds up and like kind of explodes on somebody, which was never very pretty.
Sure.
And it wasn't until I was living in San Francisco at the time, and I had done some yoga before that. Like,
Okay. And from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grew up in Pittsburgh. I had experienced yoga classes before that, but when I was living in San Francisco, I stumbled into a studio there, and something about it just clicked.
Okay.
And I realized that I needed to be doing this. That there was something about it that brought me into like a more level personality where all that pent up anger and emotion just sort of like didn't dissipate. It's still there.
It's there, yeah.
But I think when we practice yoga, we're able to like break through all those emotions and thoughts and stuff that aren't really us, and we start to. Nice job, guys.
I know you can like hear the cracking, right?
That was Jesse and Logan smashing stuff behind us. Yeah.
Totally. We start to understand ourselves a little bit more, and maybe where all those emotions come from, and we start to be able to like deal with it on a more level playing field.
And for someone who's never done yoga, and John and I heard him telling you that, he's been asking for some online things to do yoga-wise.
Yeah.
I tried something online a couple of times and said, it is not for me because I am this person. Like, I have 3 kids, and if I'm not doing my laundry, then I'm doing this. I probably need it more than anyone.
Yeah.
But because of the nature of my personality, I've sort of backed away from it.
Yep.
Talk about what is the true essence of as you say, like, channeling in or really needing it. What does it do? Is it a breathing technique? Is it that silence? What is it that you encountered even in San Francisco that made you realize?
It's a combination of all of those things. In the West, we have this idea of yoga as sort of like just a fancy stretching class where
Right.
you go in and kind of feel better afterwards.
Yes.
And it's so much more than that. The history of yoga is huge and complex and goes back thousands of years. And what we know as yoga today is just kind of the tip of the iceberg. But the whole yoga system is a science that's sort of devoted to understanding the self.
Okay.
And the postures that we do and the breathing exercises and just sitting still and meditating, all of that is just, they're tools. They're like tools in your toolbox so you can start to like dig in and know yourself better.
That's a great point.
This might be paraphrased as a dumb question, but I'll get to the good point. But you know how there are different martial arts, there are different styles.
Absolutely.
Are there different styles of yoga?
Very
but
much
the
so.
basics.
I think that's a good
Okay.
question. That was safe,
And
yeah.
does it differ from parts of the world?
Well, all yoga, I mean, there's even controversy about this, but we'll just say, for the most part, all yoga originates from India.
Okay.
But there were, different teachers, different gurus, and they taught their style,
Sure,
their
okay.
lineage.
Okay.
And that's translated over to, the West. And then there are people in the Americas and in, other parts of the world that have made up their own yoga styles. So it's sort of this like growing, morphing thing all
So
the time.
you sort of latch on to the
Interesting.
one that sort of connects to you the best,
Yeah.
the theory and the
Yep.
right and the basics of it. Yeah.
But the core teachings, like if you're really taking yoga seriously, the core teachings are the same.
Okay.
No matter what you're doing, like what posture you're doing or what style you're doing, like
It's still
there.
the same.
Yeah.
A formula.
Like
okay.
a G chord is still a G chord on it, no matter how you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
And so, so years ago, I watched some show where they put these younger people in these outfits where they were older and they weren't as if they were called old people outfits, where they taught you how to drive with these things and they showed you how you
Yeah.
need to be more flexible when you're older. And so this has sort of been my thing as far as trying to get to yoga. But I understand what you're saying. It's more than just that. But
It is, but that's a really important part of it. Like if we're not comfortable in our bodies, it's really hard to dig in and start to like understand your mind. So opening your body and getting flexible and feeling good is a big part of it.
But we're so faddish here in the United States, right? Because yoga is the fad. There we have tops, we have pants, we have shoes, we have,
Right.
we have to outfit everything. But
Yeah.
and we're sort of missing some of the point. Would that
That's
be
a
true?
great point. Yeah.
Especially with like Instagram and Facebook now, like it's become this like who has the fanciest posture and who has the prettiest clothes and
Yeah.
which is fun.
Sure.
But really at the end of the day it's not about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so even peeling back the layers and going back to someone like myself who has either tried it and said, I don't know, but is willing, listening to you to say, maybe this would help balance my life.
Yeah.
What would the 101 be, that you're giving to someone who's never tried it, has poo-pooed it, whatever?
Right. The trickiest thing about like getting into a yoga practice is just committing to, a regular practice for the first like couple weeks or the first month.
Just like anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not something where you step onto your mat and you're going to be great
Sure.
right away.
Yeah.
And so like making a commitment deciding that you're going to practice like at least 2 or 3 times a week over the course of a month, and then seeing how you feel after that.
And what is that? What is that feeling? Like, what do you get, I guess personally, what do you get out of it? Are you feeling exercised? Are you feeling mentally more sound? Is that sort of, or does everyone have a different goal?
No, I think you get both of those and more at the same time. Like, so if people are coming in to get in shape, great. If people are coming in to de-stress, awesome. Or to work through an injury, or you know, like there's so many reasons to go and do yoga. And the great thing about it is you sort of get all those results at the same time, whether you're want to lose a little weight or whatever.
Yeah.
But going back to what Rachel was saying, you know, there's
because it was a good question.
It was a good question, where, you know, she's, you know, there's this sense that maybe I'm not going to get good cardio out of doing yoga, right? But that's not true, correct?
Until you've tried it.
Yeah,
like, oh, this is actually hard.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So if you are a speed kind of person and think you have to run 100 miles on a treadmill watching Oprah, whatever, that kind of thing.
Well, use me as an example, because I say that to you all the time, right? I can't stop and do that. I'd rather, let's just go walk. I'll walk 4 miles like it's nothing. But the idea of yoga to me is like almost frightening, you know?
So, and it's hard. I mean, I'm sure, what's the worst case you've had as far as someone who knows they have to put their phone down over there and go do this for a half an hour, right?
I mean, I've been teaching for quite a while now, and watching the advent of sort of cell phones and now the smartwatches.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
I mean, our culture now, we constantly have things coming at us, and now it's like on our wrist.
Yes.
And just buzzing at us all the time.
Right.
And so for somebody to actually be able to take that off and put it aside can be really hard for them.
Yeah.
Like, they need that constant stimulus.
Yeah.
And I think part of a regular yoga practice is starting to step back from that and be comfortable being in your own skin for just a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
I could talk to you for hours.
Well,
but
he's competed nationally too. You know that. Like, did you see the?
No, I did see that in the notes, and I want to talk about it. But real quick here, if I do want to get started, most people, in my opinion, they try to pull it down for free off the YouTube or off their phone, and they're trying to contort themselves, as I told you. You know, I'm trying to do the downward facing dog or the plank or whatever it is, and I'm turning my head to look at what's happening next. Right. So if someone does want to start, the basics are just go get a basic class, right?
Yeah. There are so many resources out there on the internet now, which is great. I mean, you can take classes from like world-renowned teachers all over the place on your computer. But like you were just saying, it's really hard sometimes to like figure out what's going on.
Yes.
What are they trying to tell me to do? Not to mention, if you're doing it at your house, there's like 30 or 40 different distractions. Like, it's impossible to make it through a class.
Yeah.
So to actually go and like commit to going to a studio, commit to taking a class once or twice a week, and like learning from a teacher that's going to help you, that's a really big part of it.
Yeah.
Yoga traditionally is passed down from teacher to student.
Gotcha.
It's like transmitted kind of from person to person. So like doing over the internet is a little bit out of the ballpark.
Gotcha. So you, as Rachel said, you competed internationally. So like, how do they judge that? Is it your blood pressure's down to 20/30 when you're done? Or, you know,
Don't call me. I just want to,
you know, like,
be like
he came in at 180/90 and now he's 20/30.
The yoga competitions are a little bit of a controversial thing. Like, some people in the yoga community are like, you did what?
Yeah.
You can't compete at yoga, which I understand. Like, it's, you know, a lot of yoga is, you know, like I was just saying, it's realizing yourself and getting more calm and tuning into the universal energy, whatever you want to say about it. But there's also the aspect of the postures and the way that the yoga competitions work. And they've been done in India for decades before they were brought over to the States. So it's not like a Western invention. But like, if you think of a bodybuilding competition where like the person gets up and they pose and they hold it, and they pose and they hold it. So it's not judging your blood pressure or your level of enlightenment or something. It's really just the physical body.
How you've mastered it. Okay.
The performance of the posture itself.
Okay.
He kind of poo-pooed you. He was
I
like,
know. No, he's like,
I'm teasing you. I'm teasing you.
No, I like. See, again, I'm so intrigued.
He is, honestly, I'm not kidding. He
please
really
don't
is
send
into
me. Please don't send me chair yoga videos.
No, I heard you telling them. That's so funny.
Zeb, this is awesome.
Yeah, and where can people learn more about you? Or you have an opportunity for bookings, right?
We do, absolutely. Our studio in Lawrenceville, Yoga Factory, has been open during the pandemic, except during the times of like real lockdown.
Yeah, right.
And we have quite a big space, so there's enough room for distancing. We're wearing masks during the classes right now. We have UV systems in our air systems, so it's really pretty safe. Like I think it's safer than going to the grocery store. And like I was saying, it's a great way to just like make contact and like get some instruction if you want to start on your yoga journey. We also have a full online library now, so if you want to check out our website and just like take a peek at something.
Get used to it. Yeah, I understand.
There's some free classes on there.
Okay. And what is the URL for that?
It's just yogafactory.com.
Yogafactory.com?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very simple. Yeah.
Awesome.
And we have a new program coming out in May. It's called the Makala System. And for people that are interested in yoga and like really digging into like the philosophy and like what's behind all the postures, like getting into the meat of it.
Okay.
It's almost like a college course. It's a 12-week program where we're really going to like do a deep dive into yoga philosophy.
Seb, this is
I
awesome.
feel like he's going to show up.
No, I love it. I'm with you. Like I'm one of those people who says I need it for flexibility. I know that there's this whole deeper meaning and never really realized it. But to sit and listen to you, it's so intriguing. So yeah, I love that. So thank you for me. What did you think about your smashing?
Oh, it was great. It was awesome.
Did it feel good? I mean, is it
did.
enlightening? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I just wish there was more things to break back.
Yeah, right. You were leaving room for others. I get it.
Yeah.
All right, question of the day, and I'm sure you already heard it, so you had some time to think, but that's okay. So when you're kind of channeling your rage, are you going to categorize yourself with road rage, COVID cooped up rage, or something else? Or none of the above? I feel like you're none.
I am a serious road rager if I'm not careful.
It's Pittsburgh.
We're all brothers
it's Pittsburgh,
here.
yeah.
We're going to
and it's something that like over the years of doing yoga, like I was talking about earlier, all of that has sort of leveled off a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even now, sometimes if like somebody cuts you off or does something on the road,
Do
I
you
have
yell
to like check
YaJagoff?
myself.
Yeah. Right.
Well, the relaxing method you could use is take a picture of them safely and send it to YaJagoff.com, and we'll post those sons of beasts.
Do it. Yeah, it'll be part of the blog post.
I love it.
Thank you so much. Follow Zeb. This is the super good conversation.
Yeah,
especially
totally
for
cool.
you.
We're going to have you
Yeah,
come back.
thank you.
Maybe we'll do a big yoga thing as one of our portraits.
I would love to do that.
Yeah,
I would love to
we'll
do that.
All right,
there you go. We'll be there.
All right.
My Instagram
Me
is
and yoga is
Zeb
funny.
Yoga. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Yoga Factory PGH if you want to find us on social media.
Okay, and we'll have those in the show notes, obviously. So
Right.
Awesome.
If you're having road
Thank
rage
you.
right now, don't look at your phone. Click the link when you get home on the treadmill.
Look
right?
at you.
All right. So coming up
you,
next,
guys.
we're going to talk to the two famous guys that do hair in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, our guys at Azazu, Emilio and Gino.
Cool. All right. Good.
Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you
Can
so
we
much.
have those guys go back and get that done? So we'll do some music now.
Yeah.
Is that cool? Is that cool?
Or we'll just interview them now.
Yeah, we'll interview you now.
Yeah, you don't have to
later.
sit.
Is that cool?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, let me just. Thank you so much.
Zeb, thank you so much.
And
It's
we
a
really
pleasure.
will be in touch. I'd love to come do something.
We should do, we could do a podcast from there.
Yeah.
Something.
And if you want to come practice, I'm happy to like come to you guys the intro.
Oh, thanks. I would love to try. I mean, even if we
Yeah.
just come,
Yeah.
we could do a video. We'll see. We'll be in touch.
Yeah.
We can see what
Anything
we
you
can do.
feel like, let
We're
me know.
booked through May, but maybe like right before summer hits, we could do a podcast from there.
Sweet.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Love it.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate this. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You too.
Good find, Tracy. Tracy, if you guys want to wipe the mics down, you can. Totally up to you. All right. So if you're watching on Facebook, we're going to go out of order because we have some wrestlers here that I'm going to see if I can jump off the top rope on one of them, but they're going to go smashing stuff. So we're going to talk to our musicians now. And whenever Trace or Rachel gets back from taking a break. All right. All right, here we go. Guys, you want to give me just a quick test, count to 5 or something like that?
1, 2, 3,
1, 2,
5.
3, 4,
Cool,
5.
cool. All right, cool. All right, so here we go. We are. You guys got to go into the Smash Room first, And what did you guys smash? And what was it like? What was your experience like?
It was pretty good in there. We played a little bit of baseball with a beer bottle and a bat.
Okay. All right.
And we were giggling there like little kids. I think that's pretty much the whole point of this place, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I
it
just
was a
think
lot
it's
of
so
fun.
clever, right? Like we all did the axe throwing at one point. We've done the escape rooms. This is like the new, and it is perfect timing. Like, listen, we've been trying not to talk about COVID because we're all over it, but it's so true. Like we all went through a year of being like pent up and learning new things and such, but we needed this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Gosh.
Now, we've been listening to your song all podcast long in between each guest.
Yeah.
Tell us about the song that we've been hearing.
Well, that's a song that me and Jesse wrote, and it's the name of it's Goodbye Girl. It's available on Spotify and
Okay.
iTunes, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
just,
you guys, so you perform, you're from the Beaver County area, right?
yeah.
Okay. And
Which is
predom-
up there, not down there. Not down there. As most
We don't
Pittsburghers
say-
say,
I
go
don't
down
say
to Beaver
down.
County. It's not down there.
A little west, I would say.
Yeah.
we usually say go up to Pittsburgh,
well,
but we're going down. Yeah.
see, they do it too. Listen, I was just there yesterday. My son was at the hockey rink there, so we were like kind of
Okay.
in the downtown area, and we love ourselves some Scott Tatey.
Yes.
He's like our favorite
Do
dude
you know
from
Scott
Beaver
from the
County
Beaver County
Times.
Times?
Oh, we
Oh,
love
love that
him.
guy.
He's
Yep.
fantastic. But listen, so you've performed, a lot, especially in Beaver. There's a stadium there that you've done. What has your COVID, unfortunately, experience been like going from big crowds and really entertaining people to kind of like a hiatus? Is it sort of the same as all musicians? Were you writing? Were you thinking about what's next?
We did a little bit of stuff in the studio, but other than that, it's been pretty rough.
Yeah.
Not being able to go anywhere
Yeah.
and play. It's-
Yeah.
So you did a lot of the living room stuff, right? Like listen
yeah,
to me play
some-
kind of Zooms.
Some live streams and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of live
Okay.
shows. But yeah, I mean, other than that, we've been recording an album. We probably started it about maybe 5 months before COVID.
Oh, okay.
And we were kind of into the thick of it, and it was getting almost done, and then COVID hit. And
Yeah.
then I probably didn't see him for my wife works in the hospital, so
Sure.
I was at home.
Yeah.
Just all that stuff. We've both had it and gone through all
Yeah,
that.
right.
But we have 5 songs done and in the studio, and basically
That's great.
they're getting mastered next week?
Yep. They're
Okay.
getting mastered next week, so then got to plan a release date for it. And
That's fantastic.
Are we going to be on the release list?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I hope so.
And we have to say thanks especially to Fusion Entertainment, who brings us our music every
Yeah.
week, because they're, fabulous at keeping up with the local entertainment. Now, I want to know, coming from a musical family, I say this every time, like, the Pukas make fun of me because I say I played rugby, and they're like, we don't care. And I say, coming from a musical family, but harmony is so important. And I was listening to you at the beginning of the song. You can really feel and find each other right away. Is that hard to find with other people? Like, is it one of those things where if you can find someone to kind of mesh those, blend that harmony together, you found a keeper?
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky.
They almost just did it right there.
Yeah, they're John. They went.
Yeah. He goes, yeah.
I'm the one who has to try to figure that out. And,
Oh, okay.
And some people just have that naturally. I don't, so
Yeah.
I literally have to either record him and practice those harmonies, for the live shows.
Okay.
But he can automatically do it. He's
Yeah,
the singer,
same.
I'm the guitar
Me
player.
too, bro. maybe we'll harmonize. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, I have the easy part. I just
Yeah.
do the singing. He has to match up
Well,
to
right.
me.
True. Okay. No, but it is. I mean, you hear, and some bands don't. There was a craze or a time or a fad, whatever, where there was no harmonizing, and which is fine too. But there's just something to that element that really you can hear it, and it just does such a. I don't know. It puts a whole different perspective.
It's a
on the
different
song.
depth, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah,
There you
right.
go. There you go.
As far as
Yeah.
like,
That's a good way
yeah.
to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, please don't.
Thank you. I appreciate
I'm the
it.
one with the musical credibility.
Now, how did you guys meet? Were you just kind of one of these things you were singing in bars together and separately and kind of connected up? Friends in high school? What is it?
Well, actually, he was in another band, and they played at a party, and I got to open for them, and then he ended up coming and helping me out doing live shows and stuff, and then we just advanced from there.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Talk
awesome.
about the band. Who else is in the band? What other instruments?
Well, right now it's kind of just me and him.
Okay.
We have a drummer. His name's Corey, but since COVID hit, we haven't had
Yeah.
no chance to really go out and play
Yeah, right.
any shows with him. So
And where do you guys typically record? What's your studio? Do you have a studio of choice or?
yeah,
We did all our recording at Music Garden Studios in New Brighton.
Okay.
Okay.
With Al.
Al Torrance, yeah. He's
Okay.
great.
Yep. great
Everybody
guy.
needs an owl, as we always say.
We record on site.
Right. No, that's awesome. Well, listen, it is the music is great. We want to have you guys as part of our porch tour or part. Make sure
Yeah,
we know how to. Where does everybody find you actually on social media? Are you individual or just as a band, or how are you guys listed?
We have a Facebook page. It's under Logan Brice Music.
Okay.
And then and I have an Instagram too, but that's just more of a
Okay.
Personal kind of thing.
it's still like in the hybrid stage.
Understood. For someone who hasn't heard your music, though, what can they expect? Like, what's the vibe you give, or who do you guys kind of channel?
And by the way,
Your
our
genre.
wrestlers are making their way into the Smash Room, so
Well, have fun, guys.
Logan's got a very raspy voice. I'm
Okay.
sure you heard that. So,
Yeah.
kind of a lot of Chris Stapleton type stuff. Logan has a bunch of singers that he loves. but-
That one
Yeah,
made
I-
me blink. Go ahead.
I listen to all kinds of music, so it's hard for me to say what I am.
Most musicians
just
hate
do-
that question. Yeah.
I just write how I write and play how I play. I
Yeah.
don't really.
When you write, is it lyrics first, music second? What is it?
It's usually a couple chords and then
Okay.
go from there.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is kind of how we started doing it. He would come to me with like 30 songs every other week. Like he writes songs.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous how many songs he
That's
writes.
fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I kind of help him arrange them, put them together.
And do you? Is it something you force yourself every day? Like this time frame, I need to sit down and write.
No, I don't put myself to a time frame. It might be a week or two before I write something. Might be a month. It just
Okay.
kind of whenever I feel.
Are you
like,
a napkin noter? Like you're just sitting in a
Writing
bar,
lyrics.
like
he doesn't write anything.
No.
down.
Oh, is
I
that?
actually, I actually don't.
Is that
Wow.
right?
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't write my songs down on paper.
How old are you? Can I ask?
I'm 27.
Yeah, I knew there was quite the
we-
age difference.
Yeah.
That's
That's
why. That's
awesome.
why we started to hate on him. 'cause he's so
Yeah,
young, yeah.
I could have had him. Yeah. So real quickly, what's my favorite that genre band?
Oh, Zach Brown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Zach Brown.
my
band.
babe.
Yeah.
They're good. I've never got to see them live yet, but
Listen, we drove. My husband and I drove to where's our client? Chateau.
Oh,
It's
Chagrin
Chagrin
Falls.
Falls, but it's I forget whatever it's
Chagrin
called.
Falls.
No, it's a different complex, but it's super cool. They were amazing there too. We saw them here, of course, but yeah. Awesome.
If you guys had one band, you can only pick one band to open up for. Who would that be? Do you have? Do you think it's the same?
I don't know. Oh, that's a tough question.
Yeah, that is-
Well, we're all about tough questions. We're like 60 minutes here.
I mean, just because of the size of the crowd.
Yeah.
Probably a Garth Brooks concert.
Oh,
John Matt Garth Brooks.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Garth
For
Brooks
me.
would-
For me.
Okay.
That'd be a good one. Maybe Kenny Chesney.
Kenny Chesney.
always
Well,
gets
you
a
both
huge
failed the
crowd,
Rachel
too.
test because I told you Zach Brown was my favorite. But that's all right. All right, guys.
I love it.
We're going to have everyone following you. Check them out on the show notes so that you can follow the Instagram personally and the Facebook.
I just got
And
hit with glass
hopefully
right
we're
there.
gonna, oh my God, that's so funny. But thanks for coming out here. We get to hear you. Do you want to hear a song now while they're still kind of back
You
there?
want to do a
that.
song?
Yeah,
You wanna do a
cool.
song?
Do
All
that.
right,
Ready?
cool.
All right, so Facebook world. So pretty cool because while we're letting our
This will be a good minute
ignore
to go
my blinking and shaking.
to the restroom. Do we
Yeah,
have
take
any-
a quick break. To the,
We go to the restroom because
We're gonna hear another
come,
song
back
from
in
you.
like 90 seconds because they're going to sing a song and we're going to put the microphone on our official Wipes microphone stand.
oh my gosh, she has tennis shoes on. It's so funny.
All right. So, what are you guys going to sing? What's the name of this song?
This is another song that we wrote.
And you have some percussion in the
Yeah.
background.
Playing the drums back there.
Yeah.
But this is a song that we wrote called "You Can Have It All."
Do it.
It's going to be one of the ones that gets released.
Okay, cool. Do it.
Ready, Jesse? When I first saw you in that crowd,
play hard. All I want is you to know that you'll always have my heart. You've already come this far. Yeah, whatever I have, well, you can have it all. You were in college and I was at work, busting our ass for what it was worth. And we built a foundation with that little home. Even through the struggle, the love always gone. And the road was long, and the mountain was high, but you were always standing by my side. And girl, you caught me as I was falling, and baby, I sure play hard. And all I want is you to know that you'll always have my heart. You've already come this far. Yeah, whatever I have, well, you can have it all. Got a baby and a sweet little girl, looks just like her mama. They are both my world. Bedtime story, holding them close. I promise you now that I'll never let go.
Jesse and Lucas, thanks, guys. We really yeah, nice, dude. Thanks for coming out here. This is, and Rachel's thankful because she had to go to the restroom, so it was good timing.
We're waiting on your harmonies.
She was in there practicing with the echo in the bathroom.
Yeah, it really was.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
All right, so now we're getting some like serious like. It's wrestling, you guys. Like John throws these things out to Tracy and says like, I want a heart player, and miraculously we get a heart player. And then John says, you know, I really want to get out my rage, my road rage. If he was asked the question, that's what his would be. But then he says, oh my gosh, we need some wrestlers. And like literally snaps his fingers. Tracy makes it happen. So we're super excited that this is going to be what's happening next.
Here, I'll write that one down and you and I will share.
Okay. Hi guys, how are you?
How you doing? Nice to meet
Good, thank you. Nice to meet you as well.
All right, we have 3, so we can.
Three of them. Well, he don't talk much anyway.
Oh yeah. All right. All right.
Where's the driving thing? Huh? That's why you're here.
All right, Facebook. Here we go. This is awesome. So, first of all, welcome to the YaJagoff podcast. Let's go down the line and tell everybody who you guys are.
All right, I'm the man. I'm Elijah Dean, 2-year pro.
All right.
I'm Julia Lynn, the dime piece.
The big fundamental, Zach Nystrom, about 2-year pro as well.
Sky Prince Anthony Young, about 1.5 years, so not that much as them, but
Call him Young Tony.
All right. So wait, Young Tony,
Zach Nystrom.
Zach Nystrom,
Julia Lynn.
Julia Lynn,
Elijah Dean.
Elijah.
Yes.
Elijah. All right, good. All right. Now I'm going to go write those down.
So excited. Listen, I don't know if you heard me introing this, but John is super excited because, you know, we certainly love anything that's going on in Pittsburgh, but he definitely was like, we need wrestlers here. And like, he literally asked and it was like, oh, okay. And then we were waiting on all of you. Like, this is serious business and you're all in character. So I'm a little bit intimidated, right? You come in suits and.
It's not a character.
Okay.
It's just, there's a
Sorry.
lot of people in this business that do play a gimmick, they would say, or
Yeah.
a shtick, but
This is you.
me. This is 100%.
You're wearing a suit on a Saturday regardless.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, cool. So you're not in character. Awesome. Tell us about what is your experience? What has it been like? What do you get out of doing this for a living?
Well, when you start out, you really don't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
You get told a lot of different things, and the whole process of even finding somewhere to train can be difficult for some people.
Yeah, go through that. Anybody speak up. But yeah, that's. Oh yeah, just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, is you find wrestling at a young age, and you don't know when you're serious about it. But for me, it was high school. I knew that's what I wanted to do, and during high school, I found an independent promotion. It was IWC, and I'd go there, once a month with my buddies, and found out that they did have a training school, and it's the Iron City Wrestling Academy. So the moment I graduated, I knew that's where I wanted to go.
Okay.
And it's a whole year-long process of going through these training steps, and I know these guys, they went through the same thing. So if you want to lighten.
The same story. Go ahead.
Yeah, we all trained at the Iron City Wrestling Academy here in Pittsburgh, and it was pretty much about the same thing. You find wrestling as a kid, and then it kind of sticks with you. You stick with it, and you get more serious as you get older. I know for me, I grew up playing just about every sport you could think of, and nothing kind of filled that itch like wrestling, and that's when you kind of get serious about it. You find your local independent promotions like IWC, and you kind of start going to these shows, and maybe you see a flyer for a training school, and you go for it, and that's kind of what you got to do.
How does somebody know whether, I'd have to think that like modeling, there are agencies out there that say, well, take your picture, make your kid a star, right? How does somebody know how to weed through the weeds of whether there's a school that's legit versus a school that's, just trying to take your money? How do and anybody, Anthony, anybody can answer that.
I mean, like, as far as for me, like, I found IWC probably about 4.5 years ago, so it was more so just going to a couple of their shows, seeing like the product they're putting on and whether or not you think it'd be a great fit for you. Like, if you could see yourself flourishing there, if they're doing a lot of good things, they're bringing a lot of good people in, stuff like that. So pretty self-explanatory.
You could kind of see with the type of shows they put on, the production value, just the work that goes into events. You can kind of tell the legitimacy of a place, and IWC is it's top of the line. It's we're bringing in top talent around the world. The production value is so much greater than a lot of independent promotions, and you can kind of see that legitimacy. And it's everything. It's through the school, the production value, each event we put on.
So how many different, duos or wrestlers are there now? Like, is there hundreds? I mean, because I'm not aware.
Are we talking about in Pittsburgh or all over the world?
No, in Pittsburgh, yeah.
Our roster just at IWC is probably full of maybe 40 people or so.
Okay.
That's just ours, and there is other promotions in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, right.
In the surrounding areas, there's a ton of wrestlers.
Okay.
And you kind of gotta, if you want, I want a shot. It's a competitive business.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people to weed through and to get above.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not just bringing in people from Pittsburgh. It's literally, like he said, all over the world. Like
Yeah.
tonight, he's wrestling a guy by the name of Ricky Reyes, and he's wrestled in multiple top promotions all over the world, Japan, Mexico. So he's went through
Sure.
the roads, and we're bringing in the top talent.
Yeah. Well, and our job is to find things like this or people in Pittsburgh who people may not have heard about. So I think it's so important that everyone understands, like, we focus so much, on hockey, baseball, whatever. This is, like you said, it's a true sport that athletes, are actually partaking in, and people need to know a little bit more about it. So what is it like to train for one of your matches? Take us through what that looks like?
So you never really know what you're going to get into. You might have a tag match, you might have a multi-man match, you might have a singles match. But the thing about wrestlers and wrestling in general is there is literally no off season. So it's like football, and I've played football. These guys have played. He's played football, baseball. you're literally training for, maybe the summer for the season, and then you're training throughout the season. But then you have this long delay. Wrestling is literally a year-round thing. So it's 7 days a week. You got to be on top of your game. We're out here, wrestling shirtless. We don't want to look like, just your regular
like me.
average cashier. So you're in the gym. Your diet got to be on point at all times. It's really
asking for a friend. What is that diet?
Hey man, for me it's just eat healthy, eat a lot, and lift heavy weights.
So now somebody here is royalty here. Which two of you are the tag team champions right now, right?
That'd be us.
Yeah, that'd be us too, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Nice.
Left you out. Like
he'll be there. He'll get there. But
He's not far off, man. He'll be on his way. He kind of just got connected with us, so we're kind of showing him the ropes a little bit. You know what I mean?
Literally showing the ropes. So all right. So what's your go-to technique? Is that, listen, I come from the old school, figure four leg hawks, Chief J Strongbow, all that kind of stuff, off the top rope, that kind of the man Stasiak heart punch, all that stuff. What's your favorite technique to even apply?
I have no idea what he just said, but that's hysterical, and I love that you're laughing. Go ahead, guys.
From the old school, that's kind of right up our alley. Those.
Wrong answer, but okay.
For us at least, me and him, we're very gritty, ground and pound. We'll get nasty if we need to. Yeah. The Ric Flairs, the figure four leg locks, that's right up my alley. I love chopping people. He's a little more flashy over here. We're trying to bring him down to our speed, but he likes flipping around all over the place, and that's his type of style.
All right, we need a female voice. Talk to us. I mean, seriously, they have monopolized this, right?
Well, the thing is, I'm actually their valet.
Yes.
So I'm not in the ring. I'm not doing matches,
Right.
but I'm there as their support, their manager.
Right.
So, I'm not afraid to get involved.
Do you not get in there?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I mean, I'll do whatever it takes to help them win.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Pretty cool. So everybody has their own style. How does that get developed? Is that part of the process, like through the school or through the organization, where you kind of decide, this is the route I want to go?
Yeah, certainly you kind of, throughout training, I mean, you learn about every kind of style type of wrestling there is, and, you kind of gravitate towards what you might naturally be good at. And really, from a personality standpoint, I know for us, it's just us turned up. It's like you said, we are these people. There's no playing a character or nothing. It's our personality just turned up, and it's just being comfortable in the ring. That's kind of when you find your niche and your style, is just when you become comfortable and you're yourself out there.
So is there almost this stigma that you battle, by me saying character was kind of no, and all I meant was look at you, it's in the middle of the afternoon and you're actually here, I'm in jeans. You guys are here completely ready to say, this is what we do. Was there a stigma to wrestling that was kind of no, this is not a character, this is who I am? Or no, is that sort of faded at this point?
For me, I'm really into the old school tradition.
Okay.
And this is serious. This isn't a game for me. This isn't, a hobby.
Yeah.
I take this very serious. So for me, it's I want to look the part. I want to be professional. That's why I'm always in a suit. That's why I dress to the nines. That's why I stay in shape. And there's a lot of guys out there that, they aren't up like that. They're more in this for a hobby, and that's okay for some people. But for us, really, and for IWC as a whole, as the promotion, there's a lot of guys that do take this very, very serious. It's an athletic sport, but you are entertaining with what we do.
And when you guys are in the IWC, is there sort of is this sort of another league where yet another league that may be an upper level, or the what is it? What do they call it now? WWE? What do they call
There's
it?
WWE. There's AEW that's on the rise, that is drawing 1 million viewers a
That's
week,
one.
so.
The former wrestler went and started that or something like that. I think, right? I can't remember, but the fact is, you're trying to build this part to get to the next league, just like someone plays for the Altoona Curve wants to get to the Pittsburgh Pirates, right? I mean, that's really what you're doing.
Absolutely. This is independent professional wrestling. And IWC is the upper echelon of that, and then there's companies that are on TV every week, and that's kind of what we're striving for, and it's just the process. I mean, we're only 2 years in, and we're leaps and bounds ahead of other people that are 2 years in, you know, and it's just the process to get to that next level. And
no, you're fine. Good. And so I guess I want to know, create what a match is like. Take me through that process. So again, someone who's never seen, never heard, and is saying, oh, I'm going to this, wrestling event. What is that like? What is the hype like behind the scenes, and then what is it like for spectators?
I'll be honest, in wrestling events, there will be something for everybody. You don't have to love wrestling and want to see some tough stuff. There will be that there, but there is literally something for everybody. We have guys on the roster that are completely over-the-top characters, and, maybe they'll come out and they'll make you laugh and cheer for them. There's guys that are top-of-the-line athletes like him where you'll see him doing crazy stuff that you think he's connected to wires off the ceiling. And there's guys that are just going to go out there and beat the crap out of each other, and, you're going to see some physical stuff. The wrestling is really – it's kind of a smorgasbord of everyththing. There will be something at a show for every single person there.
I love it. And listen, so what you guys are the tag team champions. What's your go-to move? Is it, or do we not talk about that? But what's you have a go-to move?
We're a double elbow, me to the front, him to the back, just same time.
Oh, we're kind of those. That's good. That sounds. We're kind of those physical wrestlers. We kind of fulfill that niche.
Forearm to the forehead. Anthony, what's your go-to move? They said you fly around a lot. Like, are you off the top rope or what? What's up?
I mean, it's just whatever fits the need at that moment off the top rope. Or ropes.
Yeah. I love it.
Who was your favorite wrestler?
Growing up, probably either Brian Kendrick or Chris Jericho. They're like masterminds when it comes to this.
All right. Cool. I mean, no one asked what our favorite move was. What our favorite?
Certainly Triple H. He's got every facet of this business figured out, man. He's at the top for a reason.
Okay, all right.
I've always loved the Bella twins.
Oh, okay, all right.
For me, it's Shawn Michaels. 100%.
Oh, yeah. My favorite is, of course, it has to be Bruno Sammartino. Yeah. But the fact is, who are the three African-American guys that had the pancakes and all that stuff?
That's the New Day.
The New Day. Listen, we have had so much fun with the New Day. We really have had some fun with them. So we appreciate you guys doing this. And tell everybody, how do they find tickets? How do they find out about matches? Can they watch them on Facebook because of COVID? Because we want everybody to watch your matches.
So if you got to go to iwcwrestling.com, there's links that will take you to the tickets, and right now I believe it's 25% capacity indoors. So if you're not lucky enough to get a ticket, we do have ways of watching online through the IWC network, and it's $9.99 a month. And you might, that's a lot for a show, but literally every past show's on there. So if you want to
that's cool.
really dive deep into IWC, you can go back to 2010. I think we have up there right now, all the way to 2021, and you can literally watch every show from now to then.
Okay.
And we're on our 20th year today.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's awesome. Yeah. We should have, cue the confetti or something. Yeah.
Yeah, this will be the 20th anniversary. And I know International Wrestling Cartel on Facebook. We do a lot of stuff up there. That's where you can kind of see, the promotional videos we do. You can kind of start to get a feel for, what wrestlers you might kind of lean towards.
The personalities, really understand
absolutely.
It. Okay.
And I know we started doing, we put I think it's the first 3 matches out of every show on Facebook.
Yeah.
So International Wrestling Cartel on Facebook.
Super easy to find, actually. Yeah.
Yep. And you'll see, you'll get a little taste for it. And, if you like what you see, you can go right to the website and get that network subscription.
Okay. What did you guys think of smashing some stuff back here? You were the loudest, I will tell you that, which means I think there was a lot of strength. Like I say, put your ass into it. They did.
Yeah. And I didn't hear anybody talking smack. I was kind of hoping.
I was told from our boss, and if he's listening, Justin Plummer, screw you, because I was told, wear a suit, look nice, which I would have done anyways. Sure. But if he'd have said, hey, you're going to be smashing glass, maybe I might have not wore a suit.
We might have had maybe a tank top in the car. It's a little bit of extra movement. So he's definitely on thin ice right now. But it wasn't a bad time. I think wrestling helps us with this, but it's always nice to get a little bit of anger out.
What's the name? Jason.
Justin Plum.
Justin. So I think the next show we should all tell everybody to tune in on the YaJagoff network, because when you guys get him in the ring, you pull him into the ring, you go, we were on the YaJagoff podcast, we smashed some stuff at 412 Rage Room, and it was wrong. Boom, and you just pound him.
That's not what we're going to do.
I like that.
No, but okay, so now question of the day. Every one of you has to answer. But I do love the fact that you had to change into your pink Converse to go in. That was super cool. I noticed what shoes you had on, and I thought, oh boy. So we know that's one of the rules here. But okay, question of the day. Since we are at the 412 Rage Room, do you guys have one of the following? Road rage, COVID cooped up rage, or none of the above? Different kind of rage.
I think we drove here together. I think we might have seen a little bit of road rage on the way here.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh traffic.
That's it. Everyone says the same. Yeah.
It's 24/7, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
So I think road rage kind of fits our needs at least.
Yeah. What about you? Uh-oh. You're getting serious on me now, too.
I mean, I don't really have that much rage.
I can tell.
I'm not really a hateful type of guy.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people that do get under my skin,
Yeah.
so it kind of, after so long, builds up.
Okay.
I'm not like a real hothead.
It takes a while for you, yeah?
Yeah.
You're doing yoga with the guy that was on before you.
I mean, yoga's not my thing. But
Yeah, me either.
If it could provide some beneficial value, I might give it a chance.
There you go. I love it. What's a girl's perspective?
Definitely road rage.
Okay.
Like when I was driving here, we had a show last night down in Charleston, West Virginia, and I decided to drive up this morning, and so it was like a 4-hour drive. I was yelling at quite a few cars as I was coming up here.
Well, you are the valet, so I'm sure it's kind of like...
Yeah.
I'm
not afraid to get vocal.
Valet, so
I'm not afraid to get
gotcha.
vocal.
Okay. Same answer?
If you'd asked me a year ago, I'd have said COVID cooped up rage.
Yeah.
But today, yeah, absolutely. I was on my way here on 370. 3 people were in a car crash, apparently.
Oh, no.
I don't know who. I don't know how bad it was, but there's literally just a and it was traffic, and I was...
And listen, typical Pittsburgh.
upset.
We're like, prayers to them, but we're still pissed off.
Exactly.
Road rage, right?
But we can move that traffic just a little bit quicker.
Right. The International Wrestling Cartel, and listen, we probably need to get a group. We need to get your boss to get a group of 10 Jagoff followers to come see a live show. That's what I think. We need to have like a suite, the YaJagoff suite, to come see you guys when you guys are in. That's awesome. So thank you very much for coming on the podcast. We really appreciate it, and we're going to continue smashing things. In the meantime, we have to say thank you to everybody. Right? We have to say thank you to you guys for being on the International Wrestling Cartel. Thanks to Zeb from yogafactory.com for being on the podcast.
And thanks to Fusion Entertainment, who brings us our music every week. I mean, another successful country act with Jesse and Logan Brice. And thanks to these guys, because that was super fun. And thanks to the Izazu guys for being on and talking to us about their rage. And they certainly get some armchair stuff, being talked about as salon owners. And as always, thanks to Rohrich Honda. Am I reading it, John? All right. Rohrich Honda is known for the Rohrich Advantage, as well as 2021 standouts like the Pilot. But how about if you hit the website, you can learn about the day-to-day changing used vehicles available as well. We may be Jagoffs, but we know good people who find good deals at Rohrich Honda. Did we mention the return of the Pick Up and Go shows that are starting this spring? Stay tuned and visit Rohrich.com for all of your vehicle needs. Boom.
Cool. There you
That was it.
Done.
You guys are awesome.
Dude, that was awesome.